why am I only allowed to do these kinds of monologues? Why am I only allowed to be women that have been abused or beaten or are miserable or are Black?
I was struggling every day to be part of a production that I knew was wrong.
Being told you can't play a role because you aren't white. As post-secondary students head back for a very different school year, recent graduates of the theater program at the University of Victoria are hoping the department will be making some major changes as alumni raise concerns over racism they say they encountered in the program.
Realistically, there's only like one maid in those plays, so you can only have one person of color in your acting classes.
UVIC theater alumni Cecily Day says she had never really felt singled out because of the color of her skin until she attended theater school in Victoria. That's where she claims she was directed by staff what roles she could and could not play based on the color of her skin.
And I found this wonderful monologue by the main woman, who is white, and I brought that monologue in, and she was like, well, no, that's not the monologue I meant. She meant that I should do the monologue from the young Black wet nurse.
They all limit actors by telling them what they can and cannot play. And I can say this from experience as someone who is just growing up and learning what they can do. It's pretty damaging to be told that you are limited by the way that you look.
Earlier this summer, a group of Black, Indigenous, and people of color alumni sent a letter to the university with a list of their concerns and suggestions. It includes a need to hire people of color as instructors and creating a third-party diversity committee.
These representatives have a place on the place selection committee every year that they get brought in to the considerations for like who gets chosen for the acting specialization every year.
In a statement regarding the challenges students of color say they have faced at the Phoenix Theater, Acting Dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts, Dr. Alana Lindgren writes, while we have actively sought ways in recent years to expand our awareness and build skills in equity, diversity, and inclusion, including anti-racism, we realize that there is more work to do.
It's one thing to teach students what limitations might exist for them in the real world. It's another thing to then put those limitations into effect as you teach. And that's a lot of what happens at the Phoenix. And I think it's a lot of what happens in a lot of universities.
What we need to do is portray this diverse skin color as normal. And it starts in the education system.
UVIC says it is currently engaging in conversations with diverse students and alumni of the Department of Theater. Ashley Burr, City News.